I'm going out for a run. Well, this might have been an understatement. You see, I'm not exactly just going out for any run. I'm actually embarking on a 2-hour train and bus ride halfway across the country to take part in one of the most beautiful trail runs in the country. And I'm camping there the night before the race.
Zupa za večerja, zupa za objad, vina ki si prva in na to je svят.
Morgen viel Spaß beim Lauf und
It's a great place. I don't know if you can see this, but I've got a wee little friend with me here. Hello? Hey. Okay. He's apparently hungry. Okay, well, I'm setting up tent here. So yeah. He tried to eat me. I'm letting in so many mosquitoes. Well, I gotta get to bed now. So I've reached the conclusion that instead of going to bed, which will be the best solution, and instead of keeping my phone's battery, which is limited, I'll make a small room tour. So welcome to my lair. So as you can see, living in a 2-person tent alone is both really cool and really depressing because you don't have any friends. I'm looking at you, the 2 people which were supposed to come with me. Here is my mat. Here is my backpack. Here is all the stuff that I had all over me in like my pockets during my trip. Here's the backpack I'm running with. So let's run over my equipment. So here in the back, I have some extra bars and I've got a thermal shirt. Here are my compressors. Here is my trusty buff. I've had this for many years. Here's my second buff. Here is my nose tissue. And yeah, I am a grandpa, but when I do sports, my nose is leaking. And I don't want to waste paper, and it's really unproductive to use paper tissues whilst running because you're sweating as well, and sweat is water. And that actually comes right here with my power gels. Then I've got my 2 bladders over here, which will be filled and will come in this pocket and in this pocket. Up here, I'll have my first aid kit. I'll have my battery pack because the battery of my watch is not big enough. And here I have the charging cable for my phone, just in case. And I have some nuts and power gels in here. And I also have my trusty shovel and also a whistle, just in case. You never know. And I also have a safety blanket. Then here are my shoes. Here is my sleeping bag. Here are my pants. Here is my shirt. Here is the book I'm reading. Here is the muffin that got destroyed in my pocket. And basically this is my breakfast. An apple, and a banana, a broken muffin, 1 chocolate egg. And yeah, maybe I should be getting to bed. So yeah, that was my my humble room tour, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh well, it's 5:05. Good morning. Okay, here's the game plan. It's 5:20 and I have to be there 5:55, so that means that I have to have a really quick breakfast and then make a 30-minute 20 kilometers. Okay, I'm really sorry if the guy who made this muffin is watching this and he sees what I'm doing right now, but this really is the only efficient way for me to eat it. This is a muffin. A really tasty muffin though. I'm always running late, but I never run late for a 64-kilometer race to which I had to run 5 kilometers to get to. I basically slept in a fridge. It was 4 degrees. Now I put everything on, get some water, and then I'll be gone. I'm 5 minutes late, which is detrimental. Well, we'll see. At least it's downhill, so I can be fast. 5.5 kilometers. Fuck me in the ass. I did it. I did it. With 2 minutes to spare. This is going to be fun. Woo! Oh fuck. I kicked the land, man. Alright, so what did I learn by running 4 ultramarathons in 3 months? Well, first of all, I learned that running an ultramarathon is both an interesting and a beautiful experience, especially on trail. It's hard to capture this on camera, but there's something about the feeling of being a long way from civilization on a mission through the mountains. It's basically a glorified hike. I also learned that running an ultramarathon is a really philosophical experience. I'm sure nobody expected this, since it gets exponentially harder both physically and mentally the longer you run. To start, you don't really need a bigger reason than, I think I can do this. But the longer you run, the more you ask yourself why, and you either give yourself a good reason or, at some point, inevitably, you stop running. Be it because of an injury or because you decided you need a break. This gives the whole thing a certain periodicity. Wanting to run, finding a good reason to do so, questioning that reason until you decide whether it's worth running for or not. For example, you're currently watching the end of my cycle, a 64-kilometer race advertised as being one of the most beautiful runs in Switzerland. The run itself was not that impressive. I felt shit most of the way. There wasn't much of a story to tell other than running, you know, left foot, right foot, tree, that sort of things. But what kept me going was my promise to stop running ultramarathons for a while. And to be honest, the scenery was really beautiful and this beauty seeped through the footage somehow, so I decided it would be a good backdrop for me to share with you this synopsis of my running experience. My ultramarathon journey began in November 2021 with the Unlazy Waste documentary film about his first ever 100-kilometer race, which inspired me to both try to run this then seemingly impossible distance and to try and capture it and share it with other people. Long story short, I successfully ran my first 100k in the summer of 2022, filmed it, couldn't edit it, got a bit fixated with the idea and decided to run an even longer distance and possibly make an even cooler video. The following summer, I attempted the same race in preparation for a longer one, but stopped at 65 kilometers because I had COVID. 2 weeks later though, I successfully ran that longer 155-kilometer run, and a month after that, I decided to run 66 kilometers around the Zurich Lake with a friend who hadn't run anything longer than 10 kilometers, because running long runs was my thing now. In the end, I was so tired I was done with running, but I had already booked a run in a month, so I decided I would run that, and after that I would be taking a really long sabbatical from running. And this was the run you're currently watching. Now, if you do ever find yourself running an ultramarathon, here are a couple of practical tips. Number 1. do not underappreciate the importance of your gastrointestinal tract. Nutrition is really important, and almost equally important is its often overlooked counterpart, namely realizing when is the right time to jump in a bush and take a good poop, which tends to be just as you start feeling bad and questioning the whole run. Number 2. As with everything, good equipment is cool, but sometimes you do not need the best. I have ran all my ultramarathons with a smartwatch that wasn't intended for that, the Apple Watch 7, and so can you. What you need to do is turn on battery saving mode, which doesn't stop tracking GPS or heart rate stuff, just does that less frequently. In the end it looks the same. And if it still isn't enough, take a battery pack with you, which is a generally good idea if you're not chasing a really fast time, and disable the wrist detection on your watch so that your activity continues being recorded when you take the watch off and put it on the charger. And now the last tip goes to everyone who's wondering if they can run an ultramarathon. You can. My longest run before I decided to run my 100k was a 20k. If you feel that you can do it, you can probably do it. Just try not to get injured and train at least a little bit. In the end, you're gonna cross that finish line, if you put your mind on it. Just depends on whether you can cross any finish lines in the future. Okay, GoPro's dead, but I love hitchhiking. I just hitchhiked. I think I can even catch the earlier train. So yeah, it's time to fix this now. Yeah. I'm currently looking for second class. Apparently this whole train is first class only. At least I passed through the restaurant. First class again. Nobody expected that. One of them escaped. She's trying to tell the other ones how to escape as well. Look, they're digging a hole under the fence, man. It's Shawshank all over again. Cowshank Redemption. Shawshank Cowdemption. I'm not alright. But actually I'm really fine. Yeah. Whew. God, I love to be hungry. It's like I put stuff in my mouth and I want more. I want more sugar. I love this feeling. Eating soup for breakfast, eating soup for lunch. Nothing in this world is better than some soup.
How much is sit-up?